Boston. It was a 25-point win.
It's not looking good.
It wasn't that. Well, here's the deal.
It's 1-1.
You know how it is, JWill and Key, in overreaction theater that we live in the 21st century, where after game one, oh, the Celtics are in trouble. They're not the same team. They win game two like they did against the Miami Heat. Now, but now Miami's in trouble and everything like that. Jimmy Butler's like, look, everybody needs to calm down. It's going to be a long series.
I look at it as it can get too much worse.
Well,
they whipped our tail on our home floor. I guess if they do it on their home floor, it's supposed to happen, but I don't see us doing that again. I mean, the first half has been brutal for us in both of these games. We just gotta come out and play harder from the jump and be ready, because they'll be throwing some haymakers in the first half.
CJ, the reason I don't think it's over, but the reason I think it just got really, really tough for Miami is because in game one against the Celtics, Miami beat them. Jimmy scored 40, right? 41. But it wasn't the same type of beat down that the Celtics laid on the Heat. And the Celtics showed us at full strength what they look like versus not being at full strength, what they look like. And Miami barely beat them, and they had to get like an all-time game out of Jimmy Butler to do it. That's why I'm like, ooh, this thing just got a little tight.
So Miami allows the most three-point attempts out of any team in the playoffs, right? They have this whole theory about, contest late but contest hard. So realistically, do I see Boston shooting 50% from the field and 50% from the three-point line, making 23s? No, I don't. I don't think that's sustainable. Doesn't mean that Boston can't make threes at a high clip. Mm-hmm. But here are the two things where I would disagree with Jimmy, because it can get a lot worse. In order for it to get better, Bam Adebayo, you're an all-star. Where are you? What are we doing? This game last night, you took 6 shots. The game before that, you took 4 shots. You need your other all-star to come to the damn party and to be aggressive. Now, Spo, the head coach for the Heat, needs to design some plays to get him the ball, but he needs to demand the ball, first and foremost. And Tyler Hero, I'm going to read something to you, Key, as we talk about plus-minus. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tyler Hero last night, minus 33. Sixth man of the year, Key.
Is that bad?
This is a dynamic scorer off the bench that a lot of people around the NBA feel that can be a starter for 95% of NBA teams, okay? The lowest playoff plus-minus by a Heat player off the bench in the play-by-play era. He was negative 35 one game in the bubble and negative 33 last night. That's wild. So you need your other players to come to the party, Key. We seeing Jaylen Brown. We seeing Jason Tatum. Now we see Marcus Smart. We see Al Horford coming back, kind of being the backbone of the defense, communicating. You can't be out there by yourself without your 2 other stars coming to the damn party.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest problems that they're going to have. And we talked about this, Jay, when you talk about 2 teams that are in these playoffs, the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat. They got the star player in Luka and in Jimmy Butler. Who else on their supporting cast is going to rally the troops? We know what the Golden State Warriors got with everybody, and now we see what the Boston Celtics got with everybody. They can't win. They cannot win this series at all without help of everybody else. Because back to the question again, as my friends were texting me to remind you, JWill, and Max as well, I'm more Max than you, about Jimmy Butler being the guy that can carry a team to a world championship all by itself. They just kept on texting me, well, actually texting and calling, talking noise yesterday when I got, doing this game, and saying to me, remind your boys tomorrow, and I had to let them know Max wasn't going to be here, that they need to just put a scotch tape or something over his mouth.
Well, what do you mean? When did I say Jimmy Butler?
No, not you.
Max,
I said Max.
You say your boys. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you clarify that, brother.
I got it, brother. Not you, brother. Brother Max Kellerman.
I will say this, though. If you're Eric Spoelstra, I ain't playing Boston in no more zone. No. We are not playing zone because they blitz that zone to start the game. And here it is as a player, when you allow a team like Boston to start finding their rhythm,
they don't get out of it.
It was a landslide after. I mean, Jaylen Brown was making threes. Peyton Pritchard was knocking down shots. Jason Tatum knocking down shots. Marcus Smart. It was a different kind of feel when you allow them to get open looks to start the game.
Key, you mentioned somebody, Keyshawn, JWill, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. Key, you mentioned something about a Bill Parcells-ism because you have a great affection for that man. And one thing your coach always told me that has always seemed to be true, a good big man is better than a good little man any day.
Oh, my God.
And
You've heard that how many times?
I mean, and Jeff Van Gundy pointed this out last night during the broadcast. He said it's not that Boston is long. They're big long. When it comes to Al Horford or Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, even Marcus Smart is big long for a guy that's a guard. And you look, and he said, look how small Miami is compared to them. And you mentioned about Bam Adebayo. The reason that he's only taking 10 shots is that he's going in the length that right now he has not been able to overcome. And you really can't have him face up on people because now you got guys, especially in modern basketball, that you try to face up on guys the way Boston can defend. It's hard to do that when you're Bam Adebayo. And he's figured that out that, okay, I got to try something different. It's kind of hard to do that now on the fly because, like Keyshawn said, what Bill Parcells always said, a good big man is better than a good little man any day.
I'm not making any excuses for Bam. All Bam shots I see
it's not an excuse.
are
I'm just saying
fadeaways like that, though.
But it's not an excuse. I'm saying that's a fact. He's going up against length.
Yeah, but my thing is, but like against length, why are you taking fadeaways? Like, why are you attack the rim, get to the free throw line, give a head fake? There are other ways you can be aggressive in attacking. But even if you are taking fadeaways, when I see you having 6 shot attempts, when I see you having 4 shot attempts, that's telling me that you are becoming small. Nobody should ever think of themselves as small. Like, he is a big, literally and figuratively. He needs to demand the damn ball. Like I said, he is the other all-star on this team, and there is a lot that comes along with that responsibility.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.